Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Motaro. Shout out to Storm Collectibles. As usual, you guys have blessed me and I want to say thank you as always. I'm appreciative. Now, I want to say this before I go any further. Please, when you go back to this game, don't let Motaro stomp you out. You don't deserve that sort of negativity in your life. And I mean that because as a child, when I tell you he used to beat my ass, it wasn't a game. It was revenge at that point for me. So that's my personal experience of dealing with Motaro. And I got my revenge as I got older. Because, you know, you have to bless cool stuff, and Scott stuff. Because that definitely helped me along the way. Because, you know, in a black household, nobody teaches you how to do the moves. You get your ass beat enough and you learn. You just learn. But enough about that. Let's talk about how cool Motaro is. Because, in all honesty, it's one of those things where they got this right. And I really do enjoy it. I think I enjoy just about every aspect of the figure. It's done really well to a point where it's like, the kid in me is like, I never thought I would see this as an action figure. And I'm happy. I'm very, very happy to see it. So if we look at it from a side profile, we can see here how Motaro, it looks fantastic. And just about everything on it is usually the soft plastic, with the exception of the centaur part of the body, well, the horse part of the body. This right here is going to be your hard plastic. We have a soft and movable tail, which is malleable. As you can see here, it's wired, so it looks pretty cool. You can move it around. You can also hold up characters on it, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it's not every day you can do that kind of thing, right? Then we have the rest of the body looking really, really good here. I had to move him back because he's a much larger character. And it's just one of those things where it's like, how do I frame this guy? How do I fit him in? How do I make something so large fit in my very small space? That's also very important too. But honestly, hopefully after this video, it'll help you with all your needs that you have for this. Now, articulation wise, starting from the head down, we can see that we can actually tilt side to side with no problem. On a Motaro, we can look up. So even if there is somebody bigger than Motaro, just know that he can look up, or at least if it's a character jumping at him, you can look down. And we have that soft plastic for the torso part. This is going to allow you to do certain movements and look pretty cool and make it look a little bit more natural in its craziness, right? But then we still have our upper torso movement. As you can see here, you have upper and lower torso movement. As you can see, mine is still very tight, which reminds me, this is a little sidebar before we continue on. If you have really tight joints, I suggest you use Traxxas silicone shock oil. This is what I use to fix tightened joints. I personally have not used it on Motaro yet. I've done it for numerous other characters, but in my reviews, I don't use any sort of oil. So you know what you're getting into, and it's an honest review, because tight joints are tight joints. So I want you guys to know exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Now, afterwards, that's a whole different story. I'm gonna use it because it's gonna make it easier for myself when I'm taking the photos. So yeah. So upper torso wise, you can see here, I've spread out his arms. We can hit a T-pose. And Motaro's kind of in a place where his double joints and his arms look visually a little bit better than other people's. And I guess because it's a musculatory version of him, just a little bit simpler on the muscle design. So you can see you can hit your T-pose. You actually have that butterfly joint that allows you to flow forward. You can rotate all the way around. And as far as our joint with bicep swivel, here you go. We can actually get a little bit closer to our head. And, you know, even hit a Hogan pose if you wanted to, right? So as you can see here, the further I get him here, the larger he looks. As you see, I gotta pull it up just so you guys can see what's going on with the upper torso. But as you can see here, Motaro is really dope. Just getting to the upper torso part, we have a lot going on, and it very much does look really good. He can even hit that boxing pose. So even if you're facing Motaro head on and you're not even facing him like sideways in a 2D like fighter, you got to understand, like, imagine a dude being like half centaur and you trying to box with him and you like 5'7". Like, he's going to utterly give you hands. He's going to destroy you, let alone the spikes on his elbows. But he's going to own you in fisticuffs, my man. What you going to do? Bob and weave? My man got 4 legs. He will give it to you. Like, y'all are crazy if you think you're beating this guy. So it's crazy that any human thought they was going to give him hands. So as you can see here, ducking, rotating, anything like that, it's crazy because he still has an ab crunch and movement. See what I'm saying? So it's funny that he still has all of that. Like, they didn't take away any articulation from him, and I really do appreciate that. Even here, as we get to the lower legs, right? Our lower legs can kick forward, which sounds crazy because, you know, horse. Or at least you're thinking the horse part, right? So here you are kicking forward. And then we have not a double joint, but a single joint that allows you to go there. And even as you can fold this one out, this one can still come back and it can come straight. So you still get a little bit of movement. And even down here, we can rotate forward, backwards, and rotate a little side to side, as well as a little bit of rotation here. So you have a lot of room for movement that should allow you to look pretty good with this guy, right? Now, as far as our bottom legs go, oh man, I forgot all about this. We forgot about the silver part that actually runs down and through. I think that's dope. The legs get a little bit more stiffer in that area, and this is going to be why, because you want to be able to support the weight of Motaro and what Motaro does, right? He's a big guy. He has weight. He's not shallow or empty. He's actually pretty solid. So here we go. You can see the movements here. You can close these legs up here too. We can go back, forwards, and you can go a little backwards. Now, as far as supporting that weight with the tail too, let's see how it works out. Because you're going to use the tail to balance off some of it, right? Let me actually move this leg a little bit forward as I get stuff to fall in the background that you can hear but can't see. And boom. So technically, Motaro got the moves to balance himself on his two back legs and his tail. So you can do that 100% with Motaro. I've proven it right here. If I can back it on up like a U-Haul truck just a little bit. Yep, and it holds. So if you were wondering whether or not he can do it, easily I've done it with Motaro, but some of you guys be calling me the posing guru. So hopefully you can do it too, and you can be your own posing guru. You can make it happen, y'all. I promise. Drink a little bit of water. You got this. You got it, for real. So in terms of like what we got going on, I think personally, Motaro got the moves, man. Mine might have a little bit of paint scuffles from the packaging, but that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, I should tell you maybe buy 3 Motaros and pick the best one, I guess. But personally, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me because I'm about to go ham with this posing. So some of these scuffs might be caused by me anyway. You know what I mean? And then we still have the tail, which I didn't even get to. So tail-wise, right? Here's where it gets crazy because as you can see here, I can pose this tail up. I can lay it straight, right? I can turn it into a needle to like poke people. I can hold it up. And we can get curved literally up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe at the 6th one, you can start to hit all sorts of curvatures, as you can see here. So you can like choke out like your victims with your tail, or like pierce through them with cool marks. Honestly, this is dope. Like, I can't tell you that it's not dope. Like, it's a phenomenal figure. It's nostalgia driven. It's done really well. There's no shortcuts taken, in my opinion. I think what they did was right and what they chose to do for Motaro. But again, this is my opinion. How you feel about it may be a little different, and that's cool. But I mean, me personally, this works for me. So I'm here for it. I'm 100%. Hi, Ichigo. Hi, buddy. Sorry, I gotta say hi to my blonde warrior. So next up, we're gonna talk about accessories. And this is where it gets really funny because they included a skeleton, a bloody skeleton. And the skeleton is fully articulated. So if you had the Golden Axe skeletons, now you technically have a bloody variant. So in my opinion, this is a 2-pack rather than just Motaro. They included a cool skeleton for you. The jaw is still articulated. We still have all the posable markings and articulation from our previous Golden Axe skeleton, right? So we technically get 2 figures. This is a 2-pack. Now, I've gone over all sorts of that articulation, but I wanted to make sure you show that the skeleton is a full-fledged figure and not just a skip around, you know, half pint done. Nope, this is its own figure and it looks really cool. Even more of a bonus, right? The skeleton also includes a ton of hands. So you have the 2 relaxed hands that are bloodied up. Then you will get the opened claw hands. You'll get the semi-pointing hands, or trigger hands, so they can hold guns and weapons, which is always hilarious to me. And then you have the weapon holding hands. So you get all this with your homie Skull. So here's a quick review of him. And it's pretty cool, like I said, to have this, because you got a peep game. This is basically a bonus figure. To me, that makes the purchase all the more happy. Now, as far as back to Motaro accessories, you will get 2 extra wrist pegs, just in case. You never know, right? You will get a yelling Motaro head. And I like the yellow Motaro head. Again, I like the elongated features to show that it's reminiscent of the previous Mortal Kombat, I think 2 or 3 designs where he had a longer head. So I really do like that. And I just realized he has a mohawk. I never realized that until just now. I don't know why that just dawned on me. But we have mohawk. I don't know. I guess mythical creatures love crazy hairstyles like mohawks. But it'd be like that, man. I can't knock him for his style. It works for him. So then we have these normal relax hands. I mean, you know, Motaro's not giving you the hands. And then we have skull capture hands. These are ones you see in promo shots. These are going to be your hands allowing you for grabbing skulls. Now, let's assume Motaro is indeed right-handed. Skull fits right in, holds it up just fine. This is dope. Now, let's pop it on Motaro and test it out, right? Let's just say screw it. We're going to test it out, even though you're probably going to see me do a photo of it. But I want to test it with you guys, so you know it's real. So you know it's real. Let's actually pop the hand on first and then pop the head in. I don't know why I try to do both at the same time. Let's not be extra, right? Yes, it should go. I know, right? I'm sorry for being extra. Oop. Let's make sure that skull is in there. There we go. And as again, who dare opposes Motaro? I will literally rip your skeleton from your body. Here we have rated R Mortal Kombat, because they're probably going to rate this video rated R for all the stuff that I've shown and said. So, but yeah, just like that, he holds it up. No problem. Do love me, do love me, do. There we go. Look, after all of that, he finally fell. But yeah. Oh, by the way, you will also get a stand. Now, the stand is going to be actually for the fireball, not actually for Motaro. But you could probably use the stand to hold him up as well if you feel like it's unsafe to balance him. So keep that in mind. And then we have our fireball. A fireball is split down the middle, kind of like an egg shape. It's translucent, so it'll probably be able to run light through it and look fantastic. And at the bottom, we have an open peg where you will obviously put the peg part for the fireball effect. Awesome, right? So again, in my opinion, this is worth it. And one more thing. Oh, actually, I'll do that for the size comparison. So let's save that as a bonus. But personally, I think what you got going on with Motaro is pretty dope. He's a simple character. He was done nostalgia-wise. And it personally, my nostalgia is fed. I'm happy. But again, if you want more, hopefully you can support the line and you'll get more. And, you know, it's not like Storm isn't listening. They're trying to get as many fighting game licenses as possible for us, you know, for all they're doing, especially in the middle of a pandemic. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoyed the size comparison part when I get there, because we're about to jump into that right now. So let's do it. All right, guys, size comparison time. First thing I want to do is we have our main man Skeleton here, and I just want to show how he looks next to Clean Skeleton, his brother. And as you can see here, these guys are pretty much the same height, give or take the spinal cord reach, because I might have tucked his spine in a little bit more or whatever. But yeah, same size. But one is bloodied and ripped freshly from a corpse, and one has been rotting in the dirt for quite a long time, and he cleaned his bones off. So there you have the difference. So let's get these two guys out of here. And it's crazy because with Motaro, I'm going to compare to Goro and Doomsday and Shao Kahn and Sagat, all the big guys too. And then we have stuff like the Ogre from Mythic Legions. So I do want to cover the rivals, the Shokan, the half dragon, half man. We have Goro. So here we have Goro. And Goro is indeed the same, if not bigger. In my opinion, he is bigger. His heels get a little bit of extra reach because they don't sit normally flush. but he is indeed bigger than Motaro, right? Then we have someone like Doomsday. So Doomsday is pretty much, again, up there. Oh no, he's bigger than Goro. So Doomsday is still the biggest there is. Then you have someone like Sagat, which I think Sagat versus Motaro would be amazing. I'm probably going to try to make that happen. So here we have with Sagat. Then we have the Storm Warden. So again, we have all these crazy big dudes, right, against Motaro. And there's one thing I'm going to say that I've learned from all this is that I enjoy the fact that Storm is taking their time to do bigger people that we normally wouldn't get through a bunch of other lines that we're seeing. So it's utterly fantastic to kind of see this come to life. Not only do we have a larger, taller character in Motaro, we actually have one that's wider as well too. So they're actually covering their bases with a lot of the cool, big stuff. And it's so hard for me not to curse because I want to say other things, but it's hard. Like, so forgive me. One day one of them's gonna slip, and I'm sorry in advance. But it's just so cool to be able to get larger characters that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Because a lot of people kind of always like skimp out. You know what I mean? So let's put these guys back, right? And let's compare. Oop, at least you gently fell. I caught you, right? Let's compare someone like Shao Kahn and an ogre. So here's Shao Kahn being Shao Kahn. Let's move you out ever so gently, Doomsday. Then we have stuff like the NECA Stalker Predator, who is a bigger character, but still smaller than Motaro. Then we have a Mythic Legions. Sorry, it's Cyclops. It's ogre scaled, but yeah, sorry about that. So we have a Cyclops. So as you can see here, even these guys, they're not that much bigger than or close to. So I love these larger than life big characters. Just look fantastic. So as we take these guys away, and my chair's getting squeakier for my cats, man. I gotta get a new chair soon. Donate to the new chair fund if you can, guys, because they're not gonna let me. They're gonna take it over. So here is Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. Here is an MK1 body reptile. Let's get you a little posed up. All right. Here is Raiden. Let's actually fix this ankle just a little bit. There we go. And as you can see, none of these guys are going to even come close to Motaro. That's why I can just pretty much put them circling around him. And it looks fantastic. It just looks great. Here we are with Cyrax. Oh, just because. Here's a Storm Collectibles Carmine. Here is Scorpion. And as you can see here, even for these guys being much bigger, they're tiny compared to Motaro. So as I gently continue to slide down with smaller characters, you're going to see them just look smaller and smaller next to Motaro, which is utterly fantastic because Motaro is supposed to be like this big, larger-than-life character. Next up, we have a Mythic Legions Cavalius, who's, as you can see here, small. We have McFarlane Azrael. We have my Mezco Kid Bash Cosplay Me. We have a, oh, here we go. Here's a good one. A Lightning Collection Putty. We have, oh, a G.I. Joe Firefly. Tiny guy, tiny guy. Here's a 1000 Toys Dante. Even if I put him like really close, you'll see just tiny. Then we have stuff like SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga, who looks even tinier. Motaro takes it easily. Like, I think he's what, like the third largest character here right now that we have in some collectible stuff. So it go actually fourth. So we have Doomsday, we have Warden, we have Goro, and then Motaro now. So this has been utterly fantastic. And it's kind of cool because I've been holding my breath just because it's like I was worried because I was like, what am I gonna do like with Motaro? But after sitting here just playing with it, I have all these cool ideas. At first I didn't know what I wanted to do, and now I very much know what I want to do, and I'm excited. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the photos at the end. I hope that you've enjoyed this video as I sit here and mutter over it and stutter. And I hope you're having a good time despite everything going on so far crazy in the world. So please be good, do good, and drink your water, guys. Later.